Welcome to 12th League Daily, the sharp daily roundup of football news. We open with FC Barcelona, who clung on to a 1-1 draw in a fiery showdown against Newcastle at St James's Park, a match where the Blaugrana was seriously rocked by Magpies playing with the kind of intensity you expect on Champions League nights. For sport, Barca was saved. A penalty converted by Lamine in the dying seconds masks what was, on the whole, a disappointing performance from the Catalans. The paper nevertheless reminds readers that the second leg at the Camp Nou, which will host 62,652 spectators, will be decisive for qualification to the quarter-finals. Mundo Deportivo headlines, "At the limit." Barca, visibly fatigued after recent clashes with Atletico and Athletic Bilbao, found just enough energy to hang on. Against a very intense Newcastle side, Flick's men conceded when Barnes scored in the 86th minute before a penalty awarded after an action involving Olmo, converted by Lamine in the 96th, salvaged a vital draw for Barcelona ahead of the return at the Camp Nou. Hansi Flick stays measured but optimistic. "We weren't good, but we took advantage of the chance we had. It's never easy to play in this stadium. The positive thing is the result. I think we will see a different match at the Camp Nou." Marca spotlights the Manita, Atletico de Madrid's real hammering of Tottenham Hotspur at the Metropolitano. The paper describes a red and white steamroller, already 3-0 up by the 17th minute, highlighted by two major errors from goalkeeper Antonin Kinski, who was substituted by coach Tudor after just 17 minutes. His Champions League debut turned into a nightmare. The Madrilenians have almost sealed their spot in the next round thanks to an exceptional performance from Julian Alvarez, who grabbed a brace and provided an assist. Asked after the match about his future, Alvarez said he is happy at Atletico but left the door ajar. "I'm very happy here. I never said anything about Barcelona. Everything that happened was just exaggeration and rumors because of certain comments. Today I feel very good here. I don't know if I will leave at the end of the season. It could happen or not, but today I am happy here." Mirror Sport does not mince words and runs a scathing front-page pun, "To dire is to do," lambasting the decision to start Kinski. The paper calls Igor Tudor's choice incomprehensible and notes Tottenham now need a real miracle in the second leg to stay in Europe. The Daily Express Sport echoes the verdict, describing Tottenham's collapse in Madrid as total. Tudor, defensive afterwards.
No, it happened very rare things I'm coaching 15 years, I never do like this thing. It was necessary to preserve the guy, preserve the team. Incredible situation, nothing to comment, you see. It was before the game right choice to do in the moment like we are, with pressure on Vicario, another competition. Tony is a very good goalkeeper, so it was for me right decision. After happened this, of course, it's easy to say that it was not right decision.
Definitely a very troubled season for the Spurs. The other English club in action, Liverpool, fell into a trap set by Galatasaray, losing 1-0 away to a Mario Lemina strike in the 7th minute. Daily Express Sport points to an uncomfortable bad déjà vu, recalling the same 1-0 defeat in the group stage back in September. Arne Slot does not hide his frustration. "We played a game where we could have scored a lot more. We created many chances, we missed many. We were really good during the first 15 minutes, but we failed to score." The return leg at Anfield promises to be electric and full of suspense. The biggest shock of last night came in Bergamo in Italy. Bayern Munich 6-1 Atalanta. For the Gazzetta dello Sporto, it was a nightmare for Atalanta, which has now seen its chances of continuing in the competition seriously damaged. On the field, the Nerazzurri never looked in the game against an implacable Bavarian machine. Despite the rout, a powerful gesture from the Tifosi at the final whistle, the supporters still applauded their team, loyal to the end. Back to Spain with AS, which leads with tonight's blockbuster between Real Madrid and Manchester City, accompanying its preview with a strong statement from Pep Guardiola. Madrid is always Madrid. The English coach reminds everyone that despite the supposed poor form of Alvaro Arbeloda's men and numerous absences, notably Mbappe, Bellingham and Carvajal, he refuses to underestimate the opponent. They have absences, but Real Madrid remain Real Madrid. There are only nuances. It depends a lot on the players. An unbalanced two-legged tie? We'll see next Tuesday. Last year we were very bad. I will not be the one to underestimate Real Madrid in this competition, nor any other team. AS rightly points out that Guardiola has every reason to be wary. Real Madrid have eliminated City in 3 of the last 4 knockout ties in the Champions League, a statistic that demands respect. The combative tone is echoed on the Real side. Alvaro Arbeloda insists on identity and pride. This is Real Madrid. We can never feel inferior to anyone. We know how strong City are, their coach, their players, but we will look them in the eye. This is Real Madrid. See you tonight for the final verdict. Turning to France, L'Équipe focuses on the other big tie of the evening, PSG versus Chelsea. After a 3-1 defeat to AS Monaco, Paris struggles to convince, and the paper asks whether this is the long-awaited comeback for PSG. The Champions League champions, inconsistent in Liga, will need to step up to take a decisive advantage tonight at Stamford Bridge. Luis Enrique expects a tough game, but refuses to demonize Chelsea. We are preparing both matches to win. After that, you must know that Chelsea are a real team, with and without the ball. They are good individually and collectively. It will be complicated, but we are motivated and we will try to win the match in the best way possible. Back in Italy, La Gazzetta dello Sport highlights Luka Modric on its front page, recounting AC Milan's declared affection for the Croatian midfielder. At 40, Modric says he is tempted by one last Champions League campaign. San Siro applauds him, and the club dreams of a second Ballon d'Or for the Croat in rossoneri colours. Also, to strengthen Milan's attack, the paper places Moise Kean at the top of the transfer priority list. The newspaper also notes a worrying trend for Serie A, 62 fewer goals scored compared with the same date last season, signalling a crisis of efficiency affecting the league. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next episode of 12th League Daily.